And the stream is up. So people will start rolling in any minute here. On the off chance I don't cut it later, welcome to a rare Wednesday night Perry, 9 o'clock here on a Wednesday, with my good buddy Johnny Torres, who I'm sure I'll be reintroducing in mere moments as people start to pour in. We'll have folks in the
Oh
chat
yeah,
probably asking who everyone is. Oh man, Joey Nails is already in the house.
of course he is. He's been
Chat's
waiting
already
with
popping
bated
off.
breath.
That's right. Joey Nails knew. He knew.
Yeah,
Had to be here right at the beginning. Oh, Graves is here. Yeah,
welcome.
we got Graves, one of the performers from RPM Fest that befriended a bunch of us wrestlers.
Love
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we're gonna have more. Oh, there, Bobby Gilbert's in the house. A lot of the regular viewers rolling in right on time. Wow, I mean, like that was right away. I was
20,000 screaming paramaniacs. It's beautiful.
Perry Mania running wild on a Wednesday. We were
Hmm.
just talking about how we were gonna have to fart around a whole lot when this kicked off because we were sure like, oh yeah, well people have to roll in or whatever. I think we're probably good to Bobby Gilbert has a question for Johnny Torres. Let's see.
Oh
Let's see what
God,
he's
why?
gonna put it in the chat. You've been talked about a lot on the stream. You're a legend around here.
Good Lord. Ugh.
I promise
I
it's only good things.
okay. All right. All right. Okay.
Let's see if it may take a minute for it to come up in the chat. While we wait on that, I'm gonna go ahead and kick off with our intro. I'll cut to like here somewhere. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, welcome. It's Wednesday night. It's 9 o'clock here on twitch.tv/Perry Von Vicious, along with many other places. It's also 9 o'clock. And this is a rare Wednesday night Perry. We're doing it on a Wednesday this week because we had planned to do this yesterday, and my good friend, my special guest here, the voice of New England, Johnny Torres, was out checking out Social Distortion. And no one blamed you. In fact, it came up in the chat yesterday, and everyone kind of went, yeah, that was the right call.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yep.
It was a good time.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah. Mike Ness had put off the concert for a year for medical issues. So when they rescheduled the date, I'm like, I'm not missing it. Nope, not going to happen. So
Hell
here we
yeah.
are.
So the quick background for the folks tuning in, the folks watching later on, Johnny Torres and I graduated wrestling school together. Had our
Yes,
first
sir.
match on the same night in the same match, as I recall.
Yep.
And
WCWA Southington.
that's right.
Yep. Darrenowski Middle School.
You know, uh, world famous empty high school gymnasium arena. Uh,
Don't think it's a school anymore.
And you have been mentioned on the stream before. I kind of gave a little of that background previously, and Bobby Gilbert in the chat wants to know, in your time actively wrestling, uh, how many championships and what championships did you win? Do you recall a lot of them? Because I know
I
there's
got
been a
a
few.
Just a handful. In Maine was probably the most I had won championships. IWE heavyweight, IWE junior weight, and IWE tag team up that way.
Wow.
Uh, Gosh, and I mean there was a million different like tax refund promotions that would show up, hand me a championship, be like, hey, you are the intergalactic World Mars Federation champion. And be like, okay, cool. And then they never ran again. So the IWE ones are prominent. But those, yeah, in that it was a company that lasted
So
longer than a cup
Joey
of coffee.
Nails, Joey Nails referring to you as Triple Crown Torres.
Good Lord. But I probably did that on MySpace at one point.
Hell yeah, we're of that generation.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I had
Um,
a top eight. Perry had a top eight. We were in each other's top eight.
It's true. If the site was still up, we probably still were because I can't imagine it was still updating it.
No, no. And by now it just has the internet version of chlamydia. It's not
Ugh.
good. Yeah.
Intergal
Mm.
Bobby Gilbert really likes Intergalactic World of Mars Champion. I like that. That's pretty good.
That wasn't the actual championship. It was something like intergalactic wrestling, like New England championship. It
There
wasn't
was
even like I wish it was, the world of Mars. I would have loved to
there was a
represent
brief
Mars.
period where Sydney Bacabella was going to start running NWA the Moon.
Yeah,
I,
I mean, why wouldn't you? Like,
who's going to stop him?
no, absolutely. I mean, they just couldn't get the moon representative out of that NWA board. That was the problem. That's what stopped them.
They just didn't have the votes.
No, no, sorry about that. No, the moon men were like, not having it. No, they can't have our rocks and they can't have our wrestlers either.
So we're doing something special today. We're going to be streaming some matches of our friends from Kyushu Pro Wrestling, and specifically some friends that I was very close with. The background on our first highlighted wrestler, Mr. Jet Wee out of Taiwan from the Puzzle promotion, came over at the same time as me and Rip. In fact, he arrived in Japan less than 24 hours after we did, and was there our entire stay. We lived with him in the same house, and for a while he was even my roommate. We shared a bunk bed. Um, and the match that we're going to start with here features someone that people will probably find very familiar, but maybe not as familiar as they think. He is a dead ringer for his uncle. It is Dynamite Kid Jr. Looks exactly like it's terrifying how much he looks like the original Dynamite Kid, who was, of course, a legend in Japan. On Dynamite's trip over there, Dynamite Jr.'s trip over there, he only had one match before he got called by AEW to come back to America. And that one match was with Jet Wee, which I believe technically makes Jet Wee like Tiger Mask 19 or something. I don't know.
Oh,
The
oh, we're gonna
legalities
have to.
there are, yeah, the legalities there are very tough to follow.
I don't know anything about the tiger mask, how that's supposed to work. But Jet Wee, he's got to be in the running.
I mean, I don't see anyone else. But yeah, let's we're gonna kick that match off now. We gotta You can see here on the still before I hit play, Yamaguchi-san, the referee, holding court. He is the main referee for Kyushu Pro, and was in fact the driver for the Gaijin car to all the shows. So he had to deal with myself and Rip Bison and any other Gaijin that came over, and he was an absolute delight. So let's go ahead and let's kick off into Dynamite Kid Jr. versus Jet Wee. Oh, oh, oh. Are we getting the wheel of death? Yamaguchi-san's not ready. It's gonna.
Come
Uh,
on, Yamaguchi-san, they're ready. We're ready. The
you know what
people
I'm
are
gonna do?
ready.
I'm gonna give it
What are
the
you gonna do?
refresh. I'm gonna give it the refresh, and
Oh,
we'll see what it does.
oh, oh yes, the old refresh.
I want
Tale as old
somewhere
as
right
time, don't you know?
around. We want. This is very professional. If you can't all, there we go.
All right, all
Oh,
right,
oh,
okay.
we were going. Oh, oh. It's trying. You. Oh, it's okay. The chat has an ad anyway.
I like the
So
idea that the Top Gun theme is playing any sort of slow motion stutter stepping. Yeah. Na, 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 na. Anyways, don't want a copyright strike off of my terrible pantomime.
I've gotten copyright warnings for worse.
Ugh, ugh, ugh.
Oh, oh. Okay,
All
now we're
right,
moving. Now we're
we
kicking.
have we have movement. All right off to the
Uh,
races, no wasted time.
Strong lockup. Neither of them waiting for a feeling out period here.
Yeah, the old reliable, show them all four sides, show them your strength.
Yep. You can see a little bit of a size difference between Jet Wee and Dynamite here. Dynamite,
Just
no
wild.
slouch.
Like OG Dynamite was never had a height advantage for the most part.
No,
But yeah,
and
this
oh,
Tommy Jr. though, as we
the
as we buffer,
the action's
it's
so
I
fast
mean
and furious. It's killing the
I don't
bandwidth.
know. It's one thing I always try to highlight on commentary every now and then is when you see strong lockups like that, the taller person often has the advantage if their form is good across both of them, and like it shows right there in this freeze frame here.
Absolutely. This is going to be a huge disappointment if it keeps doing
It's
this.
okay. It's okay. I'm just going to talk about what's happening as it's happening, and Yamaguchi-san is locked in. I don't know who his barber is, but tip of the cap to him.
Okay,
Hello.
now we're going.
Yes.
It needed to think about what it had done.
Like that.
Good drag out of the lockup.
Yeah, we're not staying put on the ground for long.
You see him really working to get that arm wringer.
And I mean, an early impression off of Jet Wee is that this matchup with Ryan Mooney at Celebration Day, there's already like a sort of kinship in their approach, their detailed oriented way about chain wrestling. They're both very complete wrestlers.
Yeah, yeah. Well-rounded for sure.
No, an explosive on the come up. Jet Li just got bowled over a multitude of times, but exploded right back to his feet. Now we'd seen Ryan Mooney do that time and time again throughout Pro Wrestling Grind's history. So
And even off of that snap suplex, you know, a trademark of both this Dynamite and his uncle.
of
You
course,
saw Jet Li did not stay on his back. That wrestler's instinct. He was up. He was to a knee. He was moving.
those are the important fundamentals to have. You know, shoulders on the canvas are the equivalent to hot lava.
Yep. And I will say this is not a place that I
Hmm.
consider to be Jet Li's strength. He needs to keep it
Yeah,
in the ring.
was going to lead to a question for you. Do you find a lot of out of the ring brawling in Kyushu? Does it more take place in the ring? What's your experience with it?
It varies match to match. It's a little bit
Okay,
different for every
okay,
performer. You know,
gotcha.
I definitely find certainly a lot of my matches found their way outside of the
Okay.
wow, huge
Yeah,
whip
no,
from Jet Li.
spicy. Oh, spicy.
Yeah, a lot of my matches wound up on the floor. A
Okay,
lot of you definitely saw a lot of Rips matches go to the floor just as they do here in America.
okay.
Um, but
You know
certainly
how it
some
goes.
of
Some of them will spill out of the rings. Not sometimes none of them will go out of the ring. Sometimes it's 50-50. It's just different across every promotion. I was just kind of curious of if you noticed a pattern in
mm,
that regard, but I saw
I
ground oriented offense there.
yep. He's this is you know, a
Hmm.
technique that I think people don't appreciate, and that was it. He gave too many openings on
Yeah.
too many of those roll-ups. That opening was there.
I mean, a
But that
hot take that I think emphasis on hooking the leg in pinfall attempts is sort of overrated when the
mhm,
metric is keeping the shoulders to the canvas. Like, if you're a
yeah.
shorter competitor, emphasize keeping the shoulders to the mat instead of worrying about hooking the leg. And that's a
Yep.
note for commentators that, like, doesn't always matter if they hook the leg. Sometimes a stack pin or weight on the shoulders is better.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I think there's not enough emphasis on putting your weight high up on their body. Um, but I do think that what we saw out of Jet Li there showed that, oh, and that forearm was nasty. You can see
Yeah.
the look on Jet Li's face, and he's not coming up here. Uh, but that technique of the repeated covers is more than just trying for a pin attempt every time. It's also an exhaustion technique.
Yes. No, definitely. Oh, nice little
That
tabletop there, a little CPA flavor for you.
Yep, and you can see with some of these transitions, Jet
Right.
Li, at this point in his career, the match we're seeing here is almost an 8-year veteran, whereas Dynamite Kid is only, I want to say, 2, 3 years in.
Mm-hmm.
And you can sort of see that veteran, some of the moves he's had here, he's been one step ahead.
Yeah, unwinding his way out of that crab. Nice enziguri. Might a little toe across the jaw stunner, but Jet Li right up. Kudos.
Yep, he's still moving even though he's been rocked. Ugh, as I, as I said it, he's been rocked a few times here.
He's really trying to keep moving and not stay put or stay down for too long. And kudos to him, but Dynamite's putting it to him right there. You know,
Yeah, he
big
didn't he
scoop,
didn't
big slam.
he didn't fly to Japan to take it easy, I guess.
No.
Some brutal high
Nice.
flying.
No, and a brilliant shifting of phases there out of Dynamite. Jet Li, ever resilient. But I
This
mean,
is
it plays in more to what I was thinking about, like this, like the Jet Li Ryan Mooney pairing. That like we saw Ryan Mooney get the absolute tar kicked out of him by Gary J. We've seen Alec Price do it. They're a 1-to-1 tie in their series in Pro Wrestling Grind. But no, we've seen Ryan Mooney get taken to the woodshed and absolutely come out on top some nights. And this is
we're
an absolutely fascinating styles clash.
we're seeing a, I was gonna say we're seeing a bit of that out of Jet. And look at that! What a
Yep, yep, yep.
we're seeing a very similar feeling out of Jet Li, because if
Uh,
there's anything I saw from Jet Li while I was there is that he will take a beating. He will take a beating and keep going. He can't be deterred. And I would
okay,
see him after weekends where we had shows. He'd come in and he would be taped up. He would be
okay.
limping, and it wouldn't
First we're
stop him.
seeing him fly. Oh,
Ooh,
oh, eh, eh.
that dreaded drop kick to the hip joint.
Yeah, gosh. And now,
Trademark dynamite. Oh, with
old
that height
reliable.
difference, that is scary.
Yeah.
And of
Well,
course,
kudos
we
to
know
Jet
what's
Li.
coming here.
But yeah, another old reliable.
Hits it
Little
deep.
diving headbutt. Well done.
And Yamaguchi-san really eyeing up those shoulders. He knew.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that's the metric. You take that to the bank.
So,
Oh, well done.
seeing the match, tell me what are your initial impressions of Jet Li as a competitor after one
I mean,
match?
so like from my lens, and I was sort of alluding to it throughout, but it's sort of like how is Jet Li going to meld, going to mesh with the landscape that he's coming into between Pro Wrestling Grind and Limitless. So that I think was I mean, I'm not going to speak for the viewers, but for any first impression, I think that was a solid welcome to Jet Li. And yeah, at this point, I'm fascinated to see what comes next. I think Ryan Mooney is a magnificent welcome to America for Jet Li.
And
Very resilient and all rounder. As I said, some of the like shining intangibles didn't stay put on the ground for long. Constantly tried to stay moving. Lot to like.
absolutely, and like you said, I think Ryan Mooney is going to be a great first challenge for Jet Li when he gets to America. We don't know what's in store for him the next day when he gets up to Limitless. It's going to be a busy
Right.
weekend for from the young man from Taiwan.
Now you stay tuned to all things LW Maine, and you're going to be the first on the scene when they announce it.
All right, now we're cutting to a match. This will be a lot of fun for regular
Mmm.
viewers of the stream because they are very familiar with some of the opponents here. A quick bit of background: this match is Jet Li teaming with Mentai Kid, taking on myself, Perry Von Vicious, and Iron Rip Bison. The only time in
Mm.
Japan that Mad had a tag team match. And this was special because Mentai was one of our head trainers there. He was one of the most difficult trainers. His classes were incredibly challenging. He demanded that we all work hard and that we do things we were not comfortable with. He wanted us to expand our horizons, and he certainly did. You saw the style Rip came back with, running up ropes, doing lucha drags, moonsaults. He had expanded what he was doing because of what he learned over there. And Mentai Kid's pedigree can't be understated here either, having trained at Torimon under Ultimo Dragon, only to then come back to Japan and pick up training underneath Jushin Thunder Liger, having wrestled at virtually every company in Japan as well in his now 26 some odd year tenure in professional wrestling. So this is a really fun match. This is one that we were both very proud of. So let's, without further ado, let's see if this video wants to behave. Yeah, of course, we're gonna get a little bit of spinning wheel of death. There's
Oh
gonna be,
yeah, yeah.
we're gonna get a little bit
Buffer,
of that.
buffer, baby, buffer.
Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's because there's 4 wrestlers in the ring instead of 2.
And we don't have Yamaguchi-san this time. We have the other ref,
Oh,
who I
he
don't
was
think
the
was
old,
ever
he was all
introduced to me.
the old buffer accelerator, Yamaguchi-san.
You know, Yamaguchi knew. He knew what he was doing.
I can't wait for him to come to Pro Wrestling Grind.
I've, he was high up on my list of flyovers, but
No,
it's not my
there's a
money.
list. There's a list. Yamaguchi-san, the volcano guy.
Also,
So
San,
many.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. And we have to name the grind show Eruption.
Oh,
Mmm.
and look at Ripper is all
Look at
fired
him.
up. I don't
Look
even
at
have
him.
my jacket off yet.
He doesn't even have his jacket off.
Ask me where he got that chain, because
Barry, where'd he get that chain?
You know he didn't bring it in his gear bag. He didn't bring it through customs. He
TSA don't
found
like that.
he found it in the office at the dojo and just took it.
Thanks for the chain, guys.
He showed up with it at his show, and they all looked at it. They said, "Where? Where'd you get that?" And I just started laughing, and he yelled at me. He's like, "You're gonna get me in trouble."
I love the idea that somebody tunes into this on YouTube and is like, "That's my chain." Oh, So we have a cast of characters in this tag team bout. My word. Have Mentai Kid and Jet Wee been like a tag team, or have they done this before?
I believe this is their first time tagging, just the two of them.
Okay.
Which does give myself and Rip certainly the advantage in terms of teaming together. Oh,
right.
Baten on the outside. Rip's had it with Baten. He's chased him to. Well, he's heading for the hills.
God, just you wait till Baten shows up. He's gonna get that revenge.
We get that Baten Aso-san show. The crowd's gonna be erupting.
Buy your tickets early, folks. Oh boy, the old Perry Von Vicious Jet Wee lock up. Look at those. Look at them.
I'm so pale here.
Savage knows nothing about that.
Oh God. Joey Nails asks me which is scarier, Trunks or Tights Jet Wee. I think Tights Jet Wee is way less scary. Trunks Jet Wee has proper wrestling boots, and since this time has developed a confidence that I don't think he had here. You can see he's frustrated with our size difference, but
oh yeah, watch out for that guy. Old apron ripper, deadly. Now. Old Harold Von Vicious, old Harold Von Lockup. See that? Right there? That's how it's done, folks. I saw you thought about palm striking him and you opted for the old reliable, the big right flipper.
That's right. I figured I can't get DQ'd for either.
Yep, oh, absolutely right. The man knows the rule books. He knows his way out of an arm drag.
These arm drags, I will tell you, there is no one in this world that Jet Wee looks up to more in professional wrestling than Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He talked Steamboat all the time. And it shows in a lot of his moves set. He loves those arm drags. He loves a good crossbody. You know, he's a young guy. He's considerably younger than I am. Just turned 27. And
he's gonna have to be careful with the crossbodies in America. They sure love to catch those around here.
I certainly do. Certainly more than I like taking them.
Every time, right.
Yeah, every time I take a crossbody, I get hit in the face.
Every time. Yeah, you're better off just catching them and see you later, or up into the old vertical suplex.
The differences between babyface Perry and heel Perry are very slight. I grabbed his tights when I backed him to the ropes. That was about it. Oh,
Perry Von Vicious, when he's on his dark side, the suit variety becomes vast.
We got a little bit of West Coast Perry there, basing for the lucha.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I didn't get to do a lot of West Coast Perry. Oh, and here we go. There's that lucha training where they just, they don't really care if they tag.
The old double hip toss.
Mentai in.
Low crossbody.
Oh, low crossbody, low splash, and leaping double elbow. The crowd loves it. You can see him applauding in the background.
Oh yeah. Look at those banners with their faces on it off to the right. That was beautiful. And then over there, too, in the corner.
Yeah, there's a few hidden around. Oh, Rip's gone off to the merch table. The camera guy doesn't know where to look.
Old Ripper's got to go count his money.
He's got to count my money. I'm the one who makes the money. The merch god.
Yeah, merch god.
That's right.
Trademark it.
Where on earth is Rip fighting with fans? He's trying to get kicked out of the country.
Great. The more things change, the more they stay the same. We remember Ripper fighting with ring aprons up at Let's Wrestle. God bless.
We're losing that fight, as I recall.
Yep. It was a beautiful day in Orono, Maine. Rest in peace, that venue.
That was a great venue. Those were good times. Oh.
Hey,
Rip,
don't
Rip
you
not waiting.
Ripper on the apron.
Rip has decided to take a different tact here.
Punch you in the mush. I'm going to throw you out of the ring.
Oh, you see Hanako, one of our photographers at Kyushu, heading for the hills.
Yes.
Rightly, Rip wasn't looking where she was.
Wants no part of this. Oh, God, unglued completely.
You know that I've taken a gnarly chop from someone if you see me throw an overhand. And I will tell you this, Jet Wee chops like a maniac. They hurt so bad.
Pickles his hands in vinegar.
Was that how you do it?
Yeah, that's just my excuse I make for everybody.
Huh.
Yep.
Smart.
You see that? Perry
Deli-
chops are gonna be ruthless now.
You know, my chops have been more ruthless lately. I've got crazy callus from my dumbbells, and I feel bad. This last weekend, I
Gotcha.
don't think I threw a single chop in 2 matches, and that's why. I feel guilty. Feels unfair.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Stormy Savage thanks you, but I wish you had thrown some.
Jet Wee,
Hammer now.
smartly staying on the attack here, because again,
one club won't do for Ripper.
No, the chops aren't doing it either. Well, that forearm got him back. He's coming back now.
Got him.
I remember that now. That sucked. Yep.
Well,
now we're off to the races because now they've made me mad.
Yeah, got you guys the advantage. Bullet worth taking.
Oh, I remember this now. This is where I decided I didn't feel like bumping.
Oh, you guys thought you were the APA.
And see, there I was, not hooking the legs. Instead, I just put a lot of weight on the shoulders. It's like you were talking about earlier.
It's a professional.
I mean, I'll throw the graphic up later. Jet Wee is the professional.
I mean, you heavy on the shoulders. He might have to change his name.
Oh, maybe no problem.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh,
here we go.
He can be a professional one day. He just has to sit at your corporation for a while. Love the old back body drop. Great big gosh dang back body drop. And then you raise your hands like you're the gosh dang king of Siam. Big leg drop.
Yep. That's a Perry old reliable. Oh, Mentai.
That leg drop.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna take that.
Nope.
And I will tell you, Mentai Kid had a great technique for taking a big boot. What he would do is he would take his face and run it into the bottom of my boot with everything he had.
Magnificent. Write that down, folks.
Joey Nails in particular, take note. Joey Nails says in the chat he's pre-ordered the heels and faces Tajiri figure, and I don't blame him. That's a great figure.
Joey Nails is never going to have to worry about a big boot because he can just run under all of them, you know?
Oh, it's so smart.
I know, man. It's perfect. Joey Nails is going to subvert all the expectations.
I've always said that about him.
Yep. That's what all the group chats say about the Joey Nails.
Jet Wee is not in a good spot here. He's got to be looking for a tag.
No, unfortunately, I mean, when you're paired against a pair of studs, it's hard out here.
Yeah, Ripper. Rip had it with those chops.
Yep.
Oh, and he's not going to take that from Mentai either.
Absolutely not.
Little West Coast Ripper.
Yes. We love a good tilt-a-whirl, and we love a good backbreaker. And what do you get when you put them together? Whoa. My word. Look at them. Mutually assured destruction.
This is good. I remember thinking, spoiler, I'm about to put him up in a vertical suplex here. And I remember thinking after, I should have held him up for longer. And Rip telling me, you held him for plenty.
Yes, I like it. Yes, I think that's optimal.
I finished that and thought, like, I really should have held him there longer. That I kind of wimped out on it. And Rip's going, no, that was a lot.
No. I mean, the only thing I would have changed is just into an orange crush bomb. That's all.
Next time. I'm just going to make a quick note here.
Yes.
Crush bomb.
Oh, you're going to tune in to Perry's next match for that orange crush bomb.
It sounds like something I would order at a creamy. Like, yeah, can I get an orange crush bomb?
See? Yeah. Dole Whip,
You
make
can,
a note.
you can tell even though Rip's eyes don't tell the story, he feels very in control here. His eyes look frantic, but you could tell the way he came in the ring.
Getting
Oh,
a Frank Zappa vibe.
oh smart. Yeah.
No, Frank Zappa was always in control, even when he didn't look like he was in control.
Jet Wee, desperation crossbody, shades of a friend of the family, Jeff Jarrett.
I don't see a guitar.
No, but he would do that
Where's this
crossbody.
cowboy hat? Does Jet Wee sing country music? Is he going to sing the national anthem at Grind?
If I've got
Stay tuned
anything to say about it.
Stay tuned to Pro Wrestling Grind social media for news on Jet Wee singing the national anthem.
Well, he thought he was rid of Rip, but he should have been watching me.
No. Whoa. Well done. Well done. The old crawl through the legs. Tails all this
Now,
time.
Mentai Kid, who just springboarded to a rope that was as tall as his chin, is
I love a good
46.
springboard bionic elbow.
The man is 46 years old in this match.
Yeah.
And look at him go.
46 years young. Nice little satellite DDT.
The old floppy fish cell. Oh,
Yes.
another kick to the hip joint.
Yeah.
A trademark.
Come on. Jackhammer.
Oh.
Jackhammer.
No, he couldn't get him.
Love gun. No.
TNA kick.
Oh, yeah, yes.
And here goes Mentai.
Doing the deal. Nice
Rip's not from the West Coast.
Well. Pseudo West Coast Ripper.
Mentai firing up the crowd. Oh,
Yeah.
Baten
Little seated
keeping the people
senton.
back.
Well, yes, he should. Whoa.
Uh-oh, I think Jet Wee's going for the same thing on me. Oh, opts for the
Ah!
drag.
Razzle dazzle.
West Coast Perry with that slide out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Straight out of CMLL.
Who does it better? Nobody. Rhetorical question.
Mentai bracing us. That's a long ways from the ring.
Yep. Ah. A lot of velocity on that tope.
It's important to
Love
note
that.
here, if you saw Jet Wee grabbing at his shoe, that's because it caught that rope and is half off. And by the end of this match will be a thing of the past.
Oh. Oh, my word. A little malfunction at the junction, as it were.
Headed back in now.
Look at those shoes. Mentai Kid, snappy dresser.
Mentai Kid was even at practice was a snazzy dresser.
I love that. I love that.
I love that move from Jet Wee. Very innovative, twisting suplex.
Yeah.
But he needed to get his weight.
Little Sonny Siaki.
That's right, exactly. He either needed to get his weight up higher on Rip there or hook the leg, but he did neither. I think he's feeling the effects of taking a little bit of heat earlier in this match.
Here's an interesting angle. A little salute. 90-degree turn on the frog splash.
That splash from Jet is brutal. I felt it a few times. I had it with Mentai's training.
The
that
was a
goozle.
thought in the back of my head was, they're getting revenge for those training sessions. Well, hey,
Double
right in
goozle.
the waiting arms. Stuck them. Stuffed them like a Thanksgiving turkey. My God, he sold so much merch after this.
That's what you got to do. You got to goozle them and you got to stuff them.
Yep, no doubt about it. And there's Ripper. He got the leash.
Rip's got him hooked, going for that love gun.
Jet Wee knew. He didn't want that. Victory roll.
Straight out of Mentai's training, I assure you. That was not out of Mentai's training.
Oh, no. Ball in the Matador. Okay. Well, might be a 1-on-2 affair here.
Swats him out of the air. Rip sets him on the top, peeling him out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Psycho.
Dang head. Thanks for coming. That one was for Pat Benatar, but Mentai had other things to say about it.
But you can take the boy out of Boston. But you can't
Yeah.
take the Boston out of the boy.
Every New Englander is born knowing how to do a Boston crab. It's in the Massachusetts State Charter. Read it sometime.
Had to bring a bit of New England over to the land of the rising sun.
Yes.
And men,
Yeah.
and there it is.
Took the guy going to Japan, but we always knew he could do a moonsault.
And yeah, just for the record, for those keeping track, yes, Mad is undefeated as a tag team in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Mm-hmm.
say as we should be, but I don't really know that that's actually the case. Um,
Well, I
oh, you
mean,
know
it
what?
is. They couldn't beat you.
Because that was our second of two Jet Wee matches. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the graphic here. You can catch for those who have tuned in, you can catch Jet Wee on October 26th in Limitless, Maine at Yarmouth, Maine Limitless Wrestling, and the day before, October 25th, Friday, East Hampton, Massachusetts, Pro Wrestling Grind Celebration Day. See, I had graphics ready to go. I'm a professional.
Yeah. See, Jet Wee, your name is in danger.
The professional Jet Wee.
The professional. The P and PVV stands for professional.
Professional. All right. So this next match, this is a singles match that once again will be featuring our very good friend Iron Rip Bison as he challenges Kodai Nozaki, our other talent coming over, for the Kyushu Pro Wrestling Grand Championship. This was our second show in Japan. When this is happening, we've been in Japan, I believe, 15 days. So not long enough to be over the jet lag, I assure you. And I think we can just hop right in. We'll see if this one plays or if I've got to relaunch it. Probably have to
It's
relaunch it.
okay. It's
That's been
okay.
that's been the case here.
Worst case, we both work at our respective type fives. We'll be fine.
So anybody from out of town?
Oh, he's doing crowd work. Oh, he's doing crowd work.
Mm, mm,
Okay.
mm, 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 mm. I'm gonna check in on the chat while this is working. Oh,
Hello,
there we go.
chat.
Oh, it's
Hello,
coming along.
YouTube. Hello,
Lovely,
Newman.
lovely. Hello, Newman. That can spin for a sec. What I'm seeing in the chat, it looks like people are very much enjoying this stream, actually, regardless of the technical difficulties.
Hell yeah.
That's good to
Love
know.
that.
They don't come here for the slick technical stuff.
No, no,
They
no.
don't they don't watch
They
they don't.
watch Pixar films for that.
I was gonna say they also don't watch my matches for slick technical stuff.
I do.
I throw a little bit here and there. I threw a head scissors this weekend.
Yeah, I tried to fall asleep to you and Jay Freddy, and instead I was wide awake.
You know,
It was
it's
a terrible idea.
it's a match made of pure caffeine.
God.
Joey Nail says, "I'm here for the love of the game."
Yep. Yep. Me too, Joey Nails. Me too.
All right, let's see if this wants to kick in. It was
See, when you try to load a combatant like Kodai Nozaki, your YouTube has to buffer that much longer.
I
It's a
mean, get a
Japanese heavy tank and an iron berserker. It's gonna take all day.
I mean, get a look at this specimen. I mean,
Yeah.
he's not kidding
Specimen is the word.
around.
No, no.
That's and I will tell you, for a guy who's shaped like he is, I don't think Americans get this because in American Western culture, we think of athletes. We specifically think of well-defined muscles, a very specific shape. You have an idea of it. I tell you, Kodai Nozaki is an elite athlete. I never once saw him out of breath. I never once saw him struggle with a movement or emotion. He was incredibly flexible. I mean, like full splits and rolls. It's incredible.
And I mean, how many times throughout Japanese wrestling history have we been taught from like our Western lens to not discredit a heavyweight surely based on appearance? Because sumo by itself teaches us that like conditioning and strength, like it's more than skin deep.
I completely agree, and that's something that really can't be stressed enough as far as I'm concerned. Seeing sumo in person when I was at the Sumo Grand Championships, uh, I mean, I've been in pro wrestling almost 17 years. I've been around some intimidating athletes of all different sizes and shapes. They all paled in comparison to what I saw that day at the sumo championships. Just even riding a few of the Rikishi were on the train on the way in.
Hell
Like
yeah.
I rode
Oh,
in on
that's
the
sick.
same train as some of them, and you just everyone, you see them in Japan. We saw them at other times from their stables riding around town. Everyone is in
Folks,
awe.
folks, if anybody watching this stream right now, if there's a third thing you take away besides what you learned about Jet Li and Kodai Nozaki, go hunt out some sumo. They have English subtitled sumo for pretty much all of the major events out there, and just treat yourself to what top tier athletes can look like in another form.
It's going to be a real shame if this video doesn't play. It's going to mean I'm going to have to hop over to their page and play me versus Kodai instead.
The Japanese heavy tech, shrouded in mystery, here on Perry Vision, or
All right.
Wednesday Night Perry.
We're going to jump back over to their page and see if a fresh reload does it. Hey, look,
Here
there
we
he is.
are. There he is. Beverage.
I see it. Oh, 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 it's moving this time. I'm going to let it
Up.
catch up a little bit. All right,
Oh,
all right. We
oh,
got movement. Let's
Ripper's
see if
upset.
let's see if we wreck it by going into full screen.
Ah! Wait. Ah! Wait.
I'm going to let it spin.
All right, we're gonna let it spin
The
right
chat
round
right Roush. The chat
like a
seems to like the
record.
idea of Perry vision.
Yes, yeah, or Wednesday night Perry Vision. It's
Yep.
like a television, but with Perry.
Hmm. I
Mm.
think you're on to something. But we've
Well.
the screen's gone white now. See when will
Ah,
Joey
Perry Vision
Nails.
can't be a white screen.
I'm addressing the chat now. Joey Nails, calm down, buddy.
Is he worked up again?
Oh, he's asking
God.
questions about when will Matt. He wants to know when will Mad take on the Bunkhouse Boys.
No, no, it's not till Joey Nails joins as the third in the trio you become man, mutually assured Nails.
That's
You're
right.
welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Steel Bull. We're waiting for you to attack.
Right, riding that mute button over here. If playback doesn't
Yeah.
begin shortly, try restarting your device. I'm not restarting my device
No,
midstream.
no, that's the one thing I won't do when usually the first best choice is turn it off and turn it back on, but that's not how streaming works.
Unplug it, plug it back in. You know how it is.
Yeah, you realize this is content. Can't just turn off and turn content back on.
You can't stop in the middle of content. I mean, for crying out loud.
God, lunacy. You'll get a rash.
You know what? Because it's not trying, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna pull up Kodai versus Perry, and we're gonna see if that plays.
Kodai versus Perry. We're gonna see if that plays.
And if it does, we're gonna blame Rip for everything that's gone wrong.
Darn it, Ripper. Hogging all the bandwidth at Perry's house.
You know, typical. Oh,
Gosh.
Perry versus Aso-san. Aso-san's not coming though, so
I mean, to be fair to Ripper, all those World Tag Leagues aren't going to watch themselves, you know? So I get it. I get it. Those are hour-long videos. You
why
have
is
to
he
watch the
using
highlights, Barry.
why is he using my bandwidth for it though? That's what I want to
I
know.
mean, clearly you're not administering your internet environment closely enough. He recognizes that there is a vulnerability.
Okay. I'm back. I'm back on audio here. All
Oh,
right,
you
let's
look
see.
very sore.
Yeah, I don't look like I'm feeling so great in that particular image.
Not having fun.
Yeah, let's see. Can I bounce it back here? Will it actually work?
I cracked a. Oh, yep. Hello.
There's hope.
We have a thing.
Okay,
We
I'm gonna
have
put
some
it in full
stuff.
screen before I hit play. Uh, uh,
Hmm.
You see, oh,
So
see, we even get a little bit of Jetwee in this. He's over there. He's out on the outside.
you keep an eye on him. He
Y-
might be up
Young,
to something nefarious.
helpful young boy Jetwee.
Not nefarious then. That's good.
Yeah, less nefarious.
Oh, so still kind of nefarious.
Well,
All
sure.
right. Well,
This
mm.
may end up being only a Jetwee hype. Wait.
Wait. We have movement.
Yep,
Slick,
we can.
smooth movement.
Yep, there it is. And with that, we end up just blaming Rip Bison.
All right. Yeah. Ripper got the Iggy. You got off the Wi-Fi, and now we're smooth as butter.
Yeah, I think so. You can tell this is
Yeah.
early on in the visit, as I'm a little bit less slim than in the last match.
Oh, come on. Look at you. Tougher than a $2 steak. Okay. Yes. We're going to. What happens when a monster truck and a heavy tank collide?
That was I thought the marketing wrote itself.
Yeah. Were they selling like 2 packs of vehicles? Like a tank and a car, like die-cast?
I was trying to get my hands on a 3D printer over there to make it happen, but all the directions were in Japanese.
Dang it, Perry. Nobody wants to make any money.
Hey, I mean, people were still buying my 8x10s, so it was all right.
Okay. All right. Okay. I like
Kodai's
that.
stuff always sold well. He's very well liked over there.
I mean,
Uh,
like right away, from second one you see the guy, there's a look that will stay with you between the choice of attire, between like big guy, but as you had said, like there's not an ounce of wasted space on the dude. We're cut from muscle.
Absolutely. Right here, you see I'm getting the upper hand, but I can tell you it was not easy.
What's the background on Kodai? Is it sumo? Is it football? Some hybrid of the two? Wrestling?
So, uh, in Japan, uh, many of the middle schools and high schools are very specific in their concentration. If you excel in a particular sport, they have a school you will go to where your studies occur from the beginning of the day till about 11, and then from 11 to like almost 6 p.m., you are doing your sport. And for Kodai, it was martial arts. He was specifically doing I believe jujitsu,
Okay.
if memory serves. And he actually had a very bad back injury when he was in about 8th grade. He had a broken back from his sport. And
Eighth
part
grade.
of the
Jeez.
reason he's so built now and why he's so flexible is because they basically told him like you don't need surgery. We need you to lay more or less in traction for 6 weeks. And after that, here is a list of stretches you need to do every day after a hot shower for the rest of your life. And he
Okay.
did those religiously, and it shows.
No, definitely. No, I mean you take one look at the guy and without knowing the backstory, you know that the word discipline applies. Well,
When
he's
you
getting
saw that,
disciplined right now.
even though it was my kick that sent him flying through the ropes, the speed he moved getting out of there, going through those ropes, collecting himself. You saw he protected himself on the fall. That's one of the things we're taught. Even when you're being
Yeah.
jettisoned by someone else, you protect yourself. The way he was able to do that is not something you expect from a guy his size.
Yeah, you can speak to it. The difficulty level of escapes like that only climbs when you go from heavyweight to super heavyweight.
Absolutely. You know well enough from my career. I've spanned every possible weight
Mm-hmm.
class I could for my size, and
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, the more weight you have on, the harder it is to protect yourself when you're moving at that speed in those directions, head first, through ropes. It's
Right, right.
dangerous, and the way he moved just then, having just been nailed in the face by my foot,
Yeah.
I mean, he was graceful. I don't have another word for it.
The old Andrew Martin.
That's right.
R.I.P. R.I.P. test.
RIP test. I call it every time I do a big boot, and then I'll hit you with the test.
Yep. Oh, well done
Uh,
in the driver's seat there for old Perold.
Bobby Gilbert asking who's facing Kodai at the Grind show. That hasn't been announced yet.
I hope it's Logan Black.
Ooh,
They just
fight.
announced Logan Black coming back to the company. It just feels like what better way to greet a heavy tank than a King of Chaos.
Yeah, that's a hoss fight. I mean, honestly, I would take him on again. I want another crack.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Did Ripper and Kodai have a singles out that way?
They did. That was the one that wouldn't load a minute ago. They had the week before this. And Yamaguchi-san in the background.
I'm sure he's got a list or a growing line of people that would probably like to face him.
A keen eye just a moment ago would have seen Tajiri looking on with great intent. He watched every match we had so closely. See, Bobby Gilbert says Kodai versus Delmy. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd watch the hell out of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a list of Delmy matches. Delmy versus Mooney, Delmy versus Kodai. Yeah, lots of them.
Delmy versus Jet Wee.
Yep, I wouldn't mind that.
I mean, I still haven't had a singles match with Delmy.
One day. Gosh,
and you can see
the bylines for that will be endless.
The audiences in Japan didn't clear out all the time, but when someone my size, someone Rip's size, Kodai's got something in mind here. You see the people fleeing.
Yeah.
Now I will tell you, one person doesn't flee here.
I love that.
It is that little old lady who was just like, nah, dog, I'm good.
I paid for this seat. It is mine. You can throw the giant person onto me. I'm not moving.
Ba-10 back there telling her, please, please move.
Pro. Absolute professional. Jet Wee, your name is in danger.
Kodai taking a moment to recover. Of course, I would not want a count-out win here because this is a championship match.
If you win, do you become the American heavy tank?
Yes. I think so.
Somebody's gonna have to make some new molds for some new toys if you keep up this. Look at you.
I can do it.
I believe. I know you've been waiting to make some sort of thing that shoots for a while now. A little Perry Von Vicious tank with a projectile. You push a button.
So smart. See, and this is the thing is, you hear about Japan when you're in America. You hear about how hard they hit, how unrelenting they are in the ring, and that's why I'm staying on Kodai the way I am.
Yep. No argument. Nobody wants to be hit that way. Frankly, it's probably the best way to avoid getting beaten in a match is don't get hit that way as many times as possible.
You saw me there mocking the Japanese fans a little bit. They were chanting for Nozaki, and I started waving his arm at them, and I'll be honest, they seemed to like that I did that. It didn't garner the...
Harry, they don't get to see monster trucks all the time. Of course they liked that.
These fans refused to dislike me. It was really frustrating.
Right. They would hear their neighbor booing and they'd elbow him in the ribs and be like, hey, that's a monster truck right there. We don't see those very often. And they're like, I'm sorry. I had no idea.
Forgive me, please.
I had no idea that he was a monster truck.
Kodai was fighting back, and you can see this is going to the eyes. I wasn't gonna let him start coming back on me.
Absolutely not. You didn't go over there to make friends. You went over there to make money.
It's the wrestling business, not the wrestling friendship.
Absolutely. Yep. Old reliable. If they were to make a statue of you of marble, it would be you throwing the right flipper.
Kodai with that flying tackle. Oh, springing to life now.
We're going back to back like the Donkey Boy Bandit. I love to see it.
That's exactly what it's like.
Yeah. I mean, the only other guy who ever did that, we don't have any video evidence of because we can never see him.
I'm fair. Oh, that's yep, yep. You got there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. No,
Oh
you
yeah.
cut me off. You cut me off. You did it.
Long way
Uh,
round. Long way round.
now this, I wondered at the time when he went for that back body drop on me. I wondered at the time, did was Kodai studying my history? Because one of the only two times I've been injured in a way that took me out of the ring was a back body drop.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You were there.
I was.
I
I
want to say
was.
you were right there.
The waterfront in Holyoke, Massachusetts.
Oh,
Don't know if it's still alive, but if it is not, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Perry's back on the body slam.
this is
Wait. Oh, people splash.
when I tell you
Oh,
the impact from that is no joke. I can assure you. I'm less selling here and more wondering if I'll make it to the
no.
back.
No. Guy hit the ropes and he had all that energy gathered up, then he transferred it all right into you with the seismic splash. It's science, folks.
That's my understanding of physics, yeah.
Yeah, it's the sweet science.
And now he's coming back on me for batting him around so much.
You love that Japanese chop form, where they keep that hand on the chest an extra half a second for the sting. Speaking of the sting, little murder death kill.
Yeah, gotta throw in a little bit of the Saito, a little Dr. Death flavor.
Oh,
They
yeah.
love that in Japan.
You know
Well,
where you are.
the Grizzly crew from Blitzkrieg raiding the stream right now, coming in hot.
Love that.
Oh, and I'm
You're
getting
back.
at this point in the match, I'm getting a little desperate because he's been cleaning my clock for a few minutes.
Uh-huh.
And
Little
old reliable,
splasher.
that Saito didn't do it, so you know what
Yeah.
that means.
Now we're gonna have to do a bigger one, or we're gonna have to do the Perry Von Vicious version 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, I think you know what's coming
Yes.
because
He got his fast
over in Japan, they still have fast passes.
pass.
Tokyo Disney still has a fast pass, and Kodai has one for the Perry go round.
Well done. Guy knows how to use the app.
Right.
Oh, that dang bottom rope.
I'd like to write that off to jet lag. Honestly,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was
Oh, yeah.
otherwise my ring placement would have been better. I don't. I knew I was too close to the rope, but I had to try.
Fortunately, you learned how to fight through jet lag. I remember you coming back from that Blitzkrieg show at Restival, and you looked like a zombie with the jet lag, but you
And
still won the match, didn't you?
And I had been home for like almost 3 weeks. That was rough. Oh, Baten cheering Kodai on from the outside, but
Yeah.
I'm struggling to even get him up.
Well, gonna have to do it again, or you're gonna have to bust out one of the old Perry high flying maneuvers, or the flip.
There we go.
We love that. We
Go
love
for
that.
the big one, the big knockout blow.
All right, and now we could see up the leg. The leg. No.
Right on my butt. Not what I was looking
Not-
for. Oh,
Not
gets
good.
out of the way. Out of the way of the big boot with a big flying lariat. And now one of his many, he has a few different signature moves, one of which being that heavy tank spear. And again, when I tell you, I felt every bit of that.
Sure. Just like that. Well,
And
folks, if you're wondering what to look out for when Kodai Nozaki runs around, just remember that bullet point number 1, watch out for the spear.
And yeah, when I tell you that you know, Kodai is a big heavy dude and he is solid. I've
Sure.
taken spears
Oh,
from a
yeah.
lot of people. Kodai's I mean, it took everything in me to put him up for that Perry go round. And when that kind of inertia comes at your midsection, yeah, my hopes at the Kyushu championship, they were long gone. I had no hope.
Are you foreshadowing a top 10 heaviest Perry go rounds video coming soon?
I've been trying to compile the list. I've been
Hell
trying
yeah.
to compile the list. It's a little tough because people lie about their weight. You never
Right.
know who's who.
Between that, sometimes you got the smaller folks that store gravity in their boots, stuff like that.
Boy, do they.
Yep.
So we have one other Kodai Nozaki match lined up for the stream here. If it plays, we'll
If
see.
it plays, let's go.
And
If it plays.
what an opponent! This is someone
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the ring with a few times. You were there.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
It would have been hard to see that it was me because I may have had a certain geometric shape on my head hiding my doctorate. Uh,
Yes, yes,
but a few years back, 2018, I believe it was Mania 2018.
yes. God, yes.
I took on none other than Daisuke Sekimoto for Kaiju Big Battle 2 days in a row. And we're going to see now Daisuke Sekimoto had come in and previously defeated Kodai after over a year of holding the Kyushu Championship, defeated Kodai for that belt. And this is Kodai's rematch. It took months to get there. They didn't just hand him his rematch, they wanted him to earn it because he had let the belt fall to someone outside the company. And that was real important to them. So he had earned it back, and this is at the Kyushu Pro Wrestling anniversary show. This is their 15th anniversary at the big hall, the big sumo hall in Fukuoka, the same place I saw the Sumo Grand Championships.
Yeah.
And if this plays okay, it's quite a sight. Of course, it immediately gives me the spinning wheel. Let's
Yeah, well, Sekimoto still owes you a rematch on that arm wrestling match.
right. I feel I was cheated there. There were a
Yup.
lot of distractions.
Yup. It wasn't the Queensberry rules. I'll tell you that.
It certainly was not. All right, let's jump to about. This looks like the beginning.
Magnificent.
Yeah, yeah.
Daisuke Sekimoto. He resembles the Red Hulk, folks.
And sometimes he resembles the Green Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Depends how angry he is.
It depends on if he has to fight Zuba's Hell Monkey.
Oh, yes. The most dangerous hell monkey of all.
Yep. So while this is loading, usually I have a
Look at
ticker
that. Look
running
at that
across.
look at that Tenzan Mohawk homie's got going on. That is perfect.
I will tell you, Kodai has some amazing hair. He's had a
Oh
few
yeah.
different hairstyles. For a while, he had a big, tall green mohawk. It was quite the look. Um,
I'll tell you. With that Mohawk there, if he throws a Mongolian chop, I bet it'll kill a man.
I certainly wouldn't want to take it.
Yeah, no thanks. I'm all set. That's why I do commentary. I don't want to be Mongolian chopped by the dangerous Mohawk man.
No, no, no one does.
No. 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 No.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what
All
that does.
right.
See if I get rid of the timestamp in the URL. What happened? You know this. YouTube is running really wonky for me because that other match just worked.
Yeah, just sailed right on by. I don't know. I don't know, YouTube. You're slacking.
I blame the bug-eyed salamanders that run Google.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Florida, the salamanders that run Florida.
Florida's got enough problems right now.
They got a lot of salamanders.
Is that what's going on down there? I don't
I
know.
mean, whenever it rains, there's like 8,500 salamanders per square inch.
My God, you're right. Think of how many salamanders there must be right now.
Insane. I can't imagine. I can't imagine this match. Oh,
All right, it's moving now. I'm gonna hit the pause. I'm gonna let it buffer for a second. Guys,
yes.
we're all
Yes.
on the same team here, okay?
Yep.
Let's
We're going to
not
make
blame
it.
let's not
We're
blame
going to make
Perry's
it.
technical issues.
I never did. I never will.
Listen, they don't come to the monster truck rally to watch you parallel park. And you don't watch the human monster truck to see highly technical skill.
I go to the monster truck rally to see them hose down the dirt. And I'm like, why are they doing that? And then Perry explains it to me. And I'm like, I learned something.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
don't want
I go to the monster truck to
yeah,
learn.
you don't want the dust clouds kicking up. It's terrible. You've been at Warp Tour. You know about dust clouds.
Yep.
You
I was
were at
at Riot
Riot.
Fest, and
Yeah.
I'm still hacking up dust. You kidding me?
Oh, the first year I went to Warp Tour. It was out in Brookline. It was at some like on the outskirts of town on like a racetrack. I was
Beautiful.
sneezing black for like a month.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Unreal. All right.
No, every year's Warp Tour, you could count on it.
You know, it's crazy. This was
If
absolutely
I
going
mean,
to work.
if this wants to take its time buffering, we can just talk about Warp Tour more. It's gonna be fine, guys. Either way, we're gonna make it.
I'm capable of both.
Yep.
Oh, and here they go. Oh,
Yes.
that's how I start that match.
Yes.
Yeah. You see that? You
Yes.
saw the look on their eyes, that realization
God.
that it wasn't going to
Yep.
work.
Yeah. This is sort of like the right into my veins kind of match. Yeah. Let's go. Daisuke Sekimoto.
Yeah, I feel the same way. This style of match is my jam. You get two absolute Goliaths like this.
Oh, and like we've seen enough where it's just people that top out the scales and go for it. When you're cut out of straight granite like these folks in their respective way, it goes from a B plus A minus to the A plus.
I want anyone watching right now to really take note. Look at Kodai specifically. You know, obviously Sekimoto is chiseled, but look at Kodai as he moves, and you show me one part of
Yeah.
that man that jiggles. There's
Nope.
no
Don't
movement.
it don't exist. It don't
It's
exist.
incredible. And you saw that all that running around he just did with all that weight he has to move. He's not out of breath. He's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I-
There's something to be said for the conditioning that's required of you. And I mean, you and Ripper both can speak on it, and we're living proof of it the moment people watched your returns from Japan. The same can be said for training at a high altitude, like in Colorado, but there's an acclimation period. And then these athletes, like they wear it. And Kodai Nozaki is like living proof that, regardless of pure mass stature, like there's a whole, the humidity, you can speak on it. He doesn't have much water weight to throw around.
the humidity, the heat, and there's two I think really important aspects to the training that goes on over there. The style of training versus the style of training that we're accustomed to in America. The first is the actual what you're doing. It is intense, it is constant, and it is wide ranging. You're wrestling, you're doing calisthenics, you're doing weight training, you're doing cardio, and it's all happening in the span of a few hours at once.
Mm-hmm,
That is
mm-hmm,
not something that we're necessarily subjected to at all wrestling schools here. And moreover, it is every single day.
right.
That is certainly something that doesn't happen here. Wrestling schools in America do not run 5 days a week. And over there, they absolutely did. It was every single day. Um, and boy, the adjustment period. We had Jake Reed who was over there, and Ripper Reed, the wrestler from the UK,
Mm-hmm,
and he told us on the first day he watched both of us struggle in the pain we were in, and on the walk back to the dorm he said, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, this will be like something that you've just done forever. You won't even notice it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
To the day. I mean, really to the day. He was absolutely right. And it was kind of, it was almost infuriating.
Yeah. No, I mean
Yeah,
it makes sense. I mean that's a pretty on the ball ballpark for an acclimation anywhere you'd go would be about 2 weeks of complete immersion. And I mean, I love to see the formula continue to play out that way. And I mean, you guys absolutely wore the proof when you returned. You both, you left a lot more just pure bodybuilding mass, and then you came out like chiseled out, cut out.
it
The
made a huge
dividends
difference. And
it
that
showed.
lifestyle is something that's so hard to recreate,
Mm-hmm.
that both of us, since returning to America, have essentially just been chasing that, trying to find our way to get there. And in a lot of ways, both of us have. You know, we've had
Mm-hmm.
fluctuations since then, and I think we're both zeroing in on it now. Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think the secret now that Ripper has tuned in on is when are we getting long tights Perry? That's the final form. Ho, ho. Just you wait, folks.
I didn't do all this work to cover it up. That's not what the people pay to see. You see this? You see this figure? That's what the people paid to see.
I mean, you can just raise the ticket prices, and like if you want the trunks, it's going to cost you 30, otherwise 25.
Long tights, Perry.
See that? You see that? But then you put that on a pair of Eddie Guerreros. My word, you're cooking.
These
Speaking of
two
cooking,
these two have been exchanging strikes since we got started here, and the fact that neither of them looks to be wearing the damage too much is
in a way,
incredible
I
to me.
shouldn't be surprised. Like, it's both incredible and like knowing Sekimoto's body of work and becoming acquainted with Kodai at this point. Like, I can't say I'm too terribly surprised. They both wearing the heavy armor, you know.
Kodai, I may have spoken a little soon. Kodai's in a little bit of trouble here, but nothing, no shame in that when Sekimoto's the one doling
No,
out the punishment.
God, no. Sekimoto could beat anybody on any given day. It's, I mean, it's well documented. If you didn't know, like, take the deep dive, watch yourself some Daisuke Sekimoto, treat yourself.
I see Mentai Kid looking on the outside. One of our other photographers, Kuroki, in the
Love
background there,
that.
getting her shots. Hanako is the red hair in the foreground here. I'm commentating my friends that I missed from the production
Yeah,
team. They were great. They
yeah,
were so good to us. Provided me some of the photos that I really feel at the end of the day are going to be some of the defining images of my time in pro wrestling.
yeah. Right in the
Um,
scrapbook, man. Hell yeah.
that's right. Speaking of
Yeah,
defining moments in wrestling, to stand in an arena this size with an audience that big in your hometown, like Kodai is doing right now, and go toe to toe, striking with an athlete like Daisuke Sekimoto, I mean, it's got to be a good feeling.
it speaks to definitely the benefits, especially of being the home team, of doing it in your front of your hometown. It'll, kick your fire up that extra notch or two, which might make all the difference.
Absolutely. Oh, Jet Wee on the outside cheering on
Ah,
Kodai.
there he is.
Yeah, I like his shirt. It's a good look.
Yes.
I'm wearing the
Uh,
same one.
and I love the building of kinship already here, and then they're going to be taking the flight over here to America. So like, yeah, I better hope they get along.
I mean, they've been living in the Kyushu house together now for over a year together.
Perfect. Yeah, so that I imagine all of that's going to be smooth as silk.
Oh yeah, and I'll say to the fans planning to come out to Grind or Limitless, if you manage to go up and say hi to them at the merch table, please do. They are two. I can't stress enough. Two of my favorite people. They're a hoot. They're a riot. Sing some Bon Jovi songs with either of them, and they will love you forever. Buy either of them a beer if you get the chance because that's instant friends. They're a hoot, and we're gonna have a great time having them around for the short period they're over to visit.
Need all of you to go on Facebook and write to the Pulaski Club in East Hampton that we specifically need it to be Bon Jovi karaoke night, the night of Celebration Day. Let's see if we can get them to sing a song or two.
Somebody's trying to make the Pulaski some money.
I like making money, you know.
You know, it's the wrestling business, not the wrestling friendship.
Yes, sir. But it can be the wrestling karaoke if we believe hard enough.
Joey, let's see. Bobby Gilbert says of Kodai, he's scary. He's right.
Mm-hmm.
Joey
Mm-hmm.
Nails says of Kodai, his thighs are the size of my abdomen. Boy,
Yeah,
you ain't kidding, man.
he's right. He's right. Joey
Uh, Bo-
Nails, you do more jump rope and you can look like that one day.
Bobby Gilbert asking, is Kodai the same age as Jet Li? They are in fact just a couple months apart in age.
Nice.
So currently they are both 27.
Ah, the 27 Club. That's what we'll call the team.
That's foreboding. And they'll
Wow.
be here just mere days. They arrive just mere days after old Uncle Ripper turns the whopping 3-1.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, now I don't
Yep.
know what he calls that particular splash uh,
Mm.
to the public, but
Until we're
I
gonna
know
call that the thump.
I know what he calls it when he talks to us
Oh boy.
behind the scenes. He refers to it as the flying teddy bear. When you think of his pose, it's very teddy bear. I then started referring to him as the flying teddy bear. I don't think he much preferred that.
That's not what that means.
Let's see. No,
Oh, there
Tyler
we
from New
are.
Hampshire wants to know, did they really have karaoke at the Pulaski that night?
Yes,
They
yes. So I
usually
mean,
do. It's usually going on
yeah,
downstairs.
Tyler, if you cast your ear after a grind show, there's very often some singing of varying qualities at the Pulaski Club. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
If if you listen at just the right time, you can hear Uptown Girl.
I mean, that's true of pretty much any moment in one's life.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Especially, put your ear right up to a seashell. There it is, Uptown Girl.
Yeah, there were definitely a couple evenings walking back from the gym in Fukuoka where Rip and I were sort of just singing Uptown Girl as we wandered the streets of Fukuoka. There's
I
that's People's Frog Splash from Kodai Nozaki hitting the big one for the people of Fukuoka.
I love that. I love that. The people of Fukuoka's Frog Splash. I like that it's a layer of specificity more than the people's elbow. It's that the people's elbow belongs to all the people. That splash though, just for Fukuoka.
That's for Fukuoka.
Hmm. Yeah, I like your leg drop. It's the people of Deerfield's leg drop.
Oh,
Hmm.
Deerfield Destroyer dropping the big leg.
I love
Uh-oh,
it. I
uh-oh.
love it. Ow! Sam Getty. My God. Monty Brown. Disturbed covers. It was perfect.
I that if you saw me with my hands on my head, that's because I've seen Kodai hit that a few times. I've not seen someone launch Kodai with it.
Yeah. I mean, you've watched enough monster trucks and buses and stuff like that. It's like a school bus running into another school bus.
I've 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 been to a demolition derby in my I played a little Wreckfest.
Love that. Love that. Don't you stream that?
I sure do. Streamed it just last week a
Hey,
little bit. I failed to beat the RV camper demolition derby. It was brutal. I tried
you're
a lot and couldn't do it.
you're
And you
you're
see
gonna get
there,
it next time.
whoa,
Yeah.
oh,
He's gonna be right at home in America with that senton. Let me tell you.
yeah. He if Sekimoto came up to Maine and started throwing that senton, he'd fit right in.
Right at home. It's the
Yeah,
official state move.
you wouldn't be able to tell him apart from anyone else. Same build, same gear.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's right. 100%. How can you tell them apart?
You tell me one way they're different. And now going again. He's been doing that sort of just drop 'em slam a few times now.
In some ways, it's a bit more effective. You're used to the cadence of a body slam on the receiving end, and they drop you a little early.
Sekimoto only has a couple things he does from up there.
Ugh.
No water
Ugh.
in the pool.
Don't love that. That don't feel good. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We like a little
Love
chain wrestling. We like a little
love
pinning
that roll up.
combination.
Huh?
We're gonna adjust.
What a
Stranglehold, little stranglehold alpha variation.
that
Take
was a
out the leg
beautiful
trap, but I like
transition.
it.
Beautiful transition there.
A little like grounded Cobra twist vibe to this.
Yeah, a little bit, but the ring positioning isn't there, and I think that
Yeah,
speaks to where we are in the match. Kodai feeling the effects of a kind of a prolonged onslaught from Sekimoto here.
yeah, I'm not sure how much of that submission was calculated and how much of it was this is here, I gotta get it and buy myself some time.
Joey Nails says we need to book Sekimoto versus Jamie O'Reilly. Joey Joey Nails is trying to get banned from the chat.
I was gonna say Joey Nails has been downgraded to Joey Thumbtacks with a recommendation like that.
Whoa!
Yeah, yeah, I know. You're wondering how low I can go. Well, I'm a limbo world champion.
Headed the exact opposite of a limbo here, heading up to the high rent district.
Yep, yep, no. Well, one of them might end up in limbo after this, but it's not the same kind. It's not how low you can go, it's how high you gonna fly.
This
Mm.
and this,
Mm.
and let's see what his technique. Oh, the slow lift.
Yeah,
Not everyone knows that is infinitely more effective than just whipping them over on that. Oh, but
Yeah,
Sekimoto's not
yeah.
done.
He is
Neither is
mad.
Kodai. Right to his feet.
Ow! Ow! We're just pouncing all over the place. The Serengeti's in tatters.
I mean, this
Well, I
is
don't know who has the better of this.
that was I mean,
No.
these two just flooring each other with some massive blows there.
In the great words of Rip Bison, man, Daisuke Sekimoto's so cool.
He really is.
He's so cool.
What a riot in real life too.
If you're watching Daisuke, we appreciate you. We miss you. Come to New England sometime.
Shout out Daisuke Sekimoto. He knows. He knows what he did.
He knows what he did. Kodai knows what he did. Look at that face. He knows.
Oh, they both know what they're about
Mm-hmm.
to do. We're back where we
Mm-hmm.
started.
Big, strong boys. Yes, what
Oof.
happens when a tornado meets a volcano? Oh,
Ooh.
I like that. That is a
Ooh.
spicy meatball. The little 180 on the lariat. You write that down.
Ooh.
You
That
can
was,
cash that at your local bank.
yeah, I'm just gonna make a quick note
Mm-hmm.
here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. American
Feeling
heavy tank, 180
feeling that.
lariat. Mm-hmm. He's gonna do it
Going for it
again.
again.
Yeah.
This time he hit pay dirt, but
That's the
not
kind of
enough.
thing like if somebody stood on the top rope with a cinder block above their head and just threw it at you from up there as hard as possible. I bet that's what it feels like being splashed by Daisuke Sekimoto.
And I think that kick out speaks to what you were saying earlier about that feeling in your hometown, being in front of the city you grew up in.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's running on
uh
11.
yeah, and Sekimoto looking a little worn out here. He's trying to hook for something, and he just can't quite. He's changing his tactic here.
Oh, I like the
I've
little
been in
duck
this
through in the
position with
fireman.
Sekimoto. Yeah, he is worn out. He's struggling now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can do it.
Deep
Kodai's
waters now.
hair looking majestic.
Yeah, goodness. I'm amazed he's in wrestling. He should be in the pictures.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I've been in this position with Sekimoto before.
Yeah, attitude adjusted.
Is that going to be enough? Now, that cover, he was up high, but he didn't have the weight pressed. You saw the hips
Yeah,
elevated in
yeah.
the air.
Out, outside shoulder was fully exposed. Yep.
Yep.
But I mean,
Yeah.
it's those bottom of the ninth mistakes that makes all the difference between winner and loser.
When you're this worn out in a match, this is when you get careless.
Yeah. And
There's
ironic when the attention to detail matters the most.
there's an air of desperation in some of his movements here that I don't think are going to play well for him as this match proceeds.
Okay, well,
Whoa.
we love nice spicy enziguri. We love that.
Yep. The big man getting up. Uh-oh. I don't know if this is the tactic I would take at this point. Oh,
Jeez. I mean, even to get that elevation on it, but Kodai knew.
there's
Yeah,
there's
beautiful. Little
there's
judo.
yep, there's that's what it was. He did judo. That's what it was. There's that judo
Oh, hell
background.
yeah. Okay.
I knew it would come to me. I should, I could have had notes before this, but here we are.
Please, we do it live. But no, I mean, it explains a lot about his ability to get back to his feet in what's otherwise a throw-based sport. I mean, it explains the redwoods he's got for legs. Like it shows in that judo training 100%.
Oh,
Oh, and just like this is a little judo flavor. We like gut wrenches.
yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Bomb. Yeah, Dr. Bomb.
But again, just like Sekimoto earlier, a lackadaisical cover.
Yeah.
He wasn't
And,
hooking the
and
legs. He wasn't deep seating.
it's hard with some of those power bomb finishes because you either opt for like the sit out cover where the shoulders aren't really covered at all, you just got the legs, or you have to change your position entirely, which buys the opponent time. There's not really a winning, like the best you can do is standing bomb, stack the shoulders.
Went for that spear, but unlike when he hit it on old Pear Bear,
Yeah.
Sekimoto was ready. Uh-oh.
Yeah, and you saw the way he shot his hips out, but Kodai had another move in his pocket there. A little Northern Lights bomb variation.
That was from a stalling position, and not in the normal hook for a body slam hold. That was backwards.
Yeah, right
There's
in the
that
drop
spear.
zone there. Thanks for
Yep.
coming. Yeah.
And there it is. The
Once
moment
again, any
the moment our boy Kodai regained his championship. I'm gonna flash back to his graphic. So we are of course very excited to have Kodai Nozaki, the current reigning defending Kyushu Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion, and the current oh gosh, I'm gonna blank on their name now. He is the oh no, it's Puzzle. He's the Puzzle Pro. Is it Puzzle? No, it might be the. I can't remember if he's the champion for the Taiwan company that Jet Li is from, or if he's the champion for the company in Korea. But he holds two heavyweight championships from two different countries, and he is bringing those both with him first to East Hampton, Massachusetts on October 25th at the Pulaski Club for Pro Wrestling Grind Presents Celebration Day. I'll be there. Johnny Torres will be there. Rip Bison will be there. And Kodai Nozaki, along with our good friend Mr. Jet Wee, will all be there. And
absolutely.
the very next day, Jet Wee and Kodai Nozaki will be at Limitless Wrestling October 26th in Yarmouth, Maine for Fresh Blood. Rip Bison will be in the house for that. Johnny Torres will be in the house for that. I will be in the house for that. I'm going to be at the very least hanging out, but who knows? I
Mhm.
might need to climb between the ropes. We don't know. We don't know. The situation might call for it. You got to keep an eye on old Pear Bear. But we're very excited to have them. And now, before we call it a stream, I do want to just really quickly, while we have Kodai up on the screen here, before I shift gears, Johnny Torres, final thoughts on your impressions of Kodai Nozaki, having watched these last two matches here, one against myself, one against Daisuke Sekimoto.
I mean, much vaunted judo practitioner with a well refined spear and a deep gas tank to him. Um, it's to the detriment of his eventual opponents that night that they don't know that they're in the tread path of the Japanese heavy tank. But we're gonna see how they adjust to that in the moment. We're gonna see how Kodai adjusts to the American wrestling landscape. And on top of all the gold he's bringing on the 25th and the 26th, I got to believe Kodai and Jet Wee are going to try to leave with other championships in the forms of capturing your hearts.
I think it's something they're perfectly capable of. And we did very quickly mention Jet Wee in passing just now. Anything in particular you're looking forward to with the visit of the Taiwanese professional Jet Wee?
And in that regard, it's a similar one to Kodai in that I'm looking forward to seeing how they adjust to the American wrestling landscape. Jet Wee, of course, he doesn't have the same sort of toolbox that Kodai does in terms of being, judo practitioner built like a bus, but it's going to draw out all the more questions, which in a roundabout way makes it a bit more fascinating for me as a commentator. That how does an all-rounder, a well-honed athlete, adjust to Ryan Mooney on the 25th, and then whoever steps to Jet Li on the 26th? I think there's a lot more questions when it comes to Jet Li and his debut, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fascinating.
I completely agree. And like you said, I'm very excited for their debuts here. I think both athletes bring a lot to the table. Selfishly, I'm very excited to see my friends again. I'm very excited for their visit and getting to spend some time with them. But what they're going to bring more than anything else is what they're going to bring in the ring. And that's what the fans get to experience at the upcoming Pro Wrestling Grind Celebration Day on October 25th and Limitless Wrestling Fresh Blood on October 26th. And with that, we are going to shift gears. I've saved one last match for us to watch together. This is a special treat for anyone who's stuck around on the stream because I see a few. This is a little pull from the time capsule. We're going to take you back to, I'm going to have to double check the date myself here. Boy, 6 years ago. So that makes
Yeah,
it, this was Halloween of, that would
what,
make it
18? 18?
2018. Yeah, Halloween
God,
2018. This is a fatal four-way Halloween costume match between myself. You're going to see a much younger, differently shaped Perry Von Vicious with short hair and a much shorter beard, taking on our good friend ZPB. who also takes a slightly different form in this match. We all do, as it is a costume match. Taking on my co-host this evening, Johnny Torres,
Oy.
taking on AEW's Smart Mark Sterling, an old friend of all of ours. Uh, and this is a match
Little
that I may need to pause at various moments because I think we're going to have a lot to say about this one.
Yeah, fun fact about it, we all went on to form a faction in this very company after a while, but this was sort of the precursor to that, was the pre-Brilliant Alliance.
That's right. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad I have you on for this episode because there's always details like that that I wouldn't have even thought of.
Nuggets, golden nuggets.
All right, let's we're gonna see if this one wants to play. Oh, we're in luck. I think this one's just gonna behave. Uh,
Mm,
so here we are. This
mm,
is Hadley,
mm.
Massachusetts.
Rest in
And in a
peace.
moment you're gonna see what these costumes are looking like. All right,
God,
so real quick, we got to pause right there. Johnny Torres taking the persona of Mario of the Mario Brothers.
it was 20 pounds ago. Dang it.
Come around here, we got ZPB hopping in the tights there. He is dressed as Olivia Newton-John from the
Yep.
Let's Get Physical music video. A very
It was 20
specific,
pounds ago.
a very specific costume. Yeah, I think the only one of us in this match that doesn't have a completely different build now is Mark Sterling.
You're right. You're right.
Mark Sterling in the background there is a banana.
Yes. Yes.
And
he is. What a banana he is.
coming into frame any second here is Perry Kenobi, the hailing from the Jedi Temple. I am a Jedi.
Look at him. Look at all those midichlorians.
He's knocked the midichlorians out of me.
Look at all that potassium.
Uh, VP Newton-John taking a beating there. Oh,
Jay.
and here we go. Here we go.
He's a banana.
Mark Sterling has found my lightsaber, but
Hey.
using the Force. Just Force pulled it right out of his hands.
Yeah, see, Force stuff is legal in this match.
That's right. And here we go. Now the lightsaber's also legal, I believe.
He's gonna cut Zach.
ZPB with some good moves there, but Force push. Out he goes.
Thanks for coming, pal.
Perry Kenobi putting that training, that Jedi training to use.
Yeah, Kiritawe. Like my mama taught me.
Now, what all of you probably couldn't hear in that was when I turned around, Johnny Torres loudly exclaiming, "It's a me!"
I mean, my job in this was to crack everybody else. Like,
you succeeded. Hey, I've got some family in the front row there. Cool. Yeah. I remember that.
Poor Adam West, the referee, comes over at one point. He's like, "Guys, my stomach hurts."
And you just slipped on a banana peel.
I mean, it happens. I'm Mario. I play Mario Kart. I can slip on a banana.
ZPB has slipped on the banana peel.
Now, I expected more from him, and my word, you weren't using your Force walk powers at that point.
I also slipped on a banana peel.
See that? All that potassium. My God.
And he has just exclaimed, taking us to Snapmare City.
Oh, yeah. He's the mayor.
He really is. He's not kidding around.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't even know how you give that many snapmares without getting dizzy.
I knew the hat came off at some point.
Referee Adam West. The hat's back on. You're good. And now he's all hyped. He's all hyped. He's taken the costume off. The peel has been removed.
Bananas and singlets are coming down the stairs.
Oh, and he slipped on his own banana peel.
Of course he did. It happens to us in Mario Kart too, you know?
And now we're
Snapmare!
Yep, we're all taking our turn. Wait, and there's one left.
Nope.
The stunner.
Bobby Gilbert. How did I get here?
Bobby Gilbert says, "I didn't know Mark wrestled." Mark has wrestled in AEW a number of times and ROH a number of times.
You've never watched Mark Malibu? What's the matter with
Yes, the old days. He predates either of us in this business. Oh, and there's that Saito. We call it old reliable
Yes.
for a reason. It's been in the
Yeah,
toolbox for some time.
MDK, Murder Death Kenobi.
Murder Death Kenobi.
Yes. Or Murder Darth Kenobi, whatever you prefer.
Yes, Bobby Gilbert. He did wrestle before AEW. He predates myself and Johnny Torres in this business. He's a 20+ year veteran. And honestly, ZPB, who I just punched in the head there, also, this is his 20th year this year. I believe this month.
Yes. Yep.
He's firing back now. Oh, but I'm not taking it. Thumb to the eyes.
Absolutely not. Not going to take it anymore.
Nope.
Yeah. Yeah. Old reliable.
I'm getting ready for something. I think I'm getting ready for a dive here. It's a long time. I don't much remember what I did here.
I know.
Uh-oh.
I know. Hey, you.
Mario outsmarting me.
I mean, it happens. Hey! Darn it to heck.
Smart Mark.
The hat is off. The hat is off again. Dang it.
He needs that.
Dang it. My balls are going.
Let's go. And we're teaming up. The guys.
It's my one weakness.
The guys with short little beards teaming up.
Yes, it's short beards versus long beard versus mustache.
Yep. That's what the people came to see.
That's what was on the flyer. That's what they paid for. That was on the light up sign outside of the venue.
Oh, we've got ill intent here.
It's always me.
I mean, what could go wrong?
Johnny Torres, why don't you whistle anymore? Because they kept hucking me off the top rope, folks.
Testing the tensile strength of those ropes. Uh-oh.
Yep.
Is this thumbtacks? What's he doing?
Thumbtacks! There he goes!
They're candy corns! It's candy corn. It's a Halloween match, folks. Olivia Newton-John going for the world's biggest power bomb.
It's a little shallow, and unfortunately, Smart Mark and yourself got the worst of it. Well, I came out smelling not of candy corn.
You know, I blame ZPB. He's the one who put the candy corn where it was.
No, I mean, the B in ZPB stands for Blade.
Yes.
Look at him go. Look at you guys go.
A little bit of Tokyo Dome going on here.
Yeah. Fisticuffs. Pistols at dawn.
Oh,
no. Oh,
ZPB
function at the junction.
ZPB bumping over Mark's head.
Yep.
Amazing.
And professional.
We're all
P in ZPB stands for professional. Yes, that's right.
Mario's got the star.
After rifling under the ring, I have found the star. I punched the question mark block. This is playing at this moment, but we will not be sued.
I believe actually on the stream they will hear it. I do have the audio going into the stream.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm the best.
Didn't you know Mario was a bald guy? More you know.
Well, he's always got the hat on.
And it might be one of them nifty hats that attaches to a wig.
Like Gallagher.
Exactly like Gallagher.
He just turned on me. We were working together. Everything was going good.
I know. You
the
guys
question
were the
here,
new Jedi Academy.
The question here is, where has ZPB? It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Dwight Schrute flavor going on here. Yeah.
Love that. Little pumpkin spice.
Now a little inside info here. I have no idea where anyone is, so I am just throwing my arm wildly and hoping I hit people.
Some inside info, some inside the pumpkin info.
Right. This is a little, it's like inside baseball, but with a pumpkin.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Oh God. He's gonna get physical.
Groan from the crowd when that happened. was completely warranted because I had a gash across my forehead for like a month from the way that pumpkin broke. It just it just ripped my forehead up.
Death Mash Pumpkins. There you go.
Worth it. Yeah, it's good for the
Worth it.
business. Orange
It
equals green,
is.
brother.
Exactly. You see that? You see that? This guy gets it. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just here to make money. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, that stomped,
throwing all
but he
this. I'm,
he was out of the
I'm throwing
way.
all this stuff I never throw. So as a result, none of it's hitting. Ugh.
Look at this. This is where we're all trying to beat you. You just took the knee lift from ZPB. That was his finish at the
Well,
time.
I
I kick
mean,
him out.
I'm. If it's Mario Party, I have the most stars. Of course, you're all trying to beat me. Yeah.
Going for that Saito, but
Yeah. Murder
uh,
Darth Kenobi.
uh,
No. Ah! 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 Smart Mark
Mark,
Sterling.
Smart Mark sneaking in for that big win.
All that potassium made the difference. That was the X factor.
That's what happens. But
That's how it goes.
that is it for the matches I had for this stream, guys. I'm super psyched. We had a lot of folks in here, and the chat was very active. I wasn't able to answer everybody. I watched for the stuff that was particularly relevant to the matches. But once again, we're here because coming up just a couple of weeks. First, Friday, October 25th, East Hampton, Massachusetts, the Pulaski Club. Pro Wrestling Grind presents Celebration Day, Whole Lot of Love, where you're going to get to see from Kyushu Pro Wrestling, Kodai Nozaki, and Jet Wee. So excited to have them over. I'm going to be at the show. Rip's going to be at the show. You can see the flyer here. We got our champion Mike Skyros, Jay Freddy, Delmi Exo will be there. And of course, on commentary along with Alyssa Marino, my good friend, Mr. Johnny Torres, floating above my head
Oh
on
yeah.
the screen here.
Oh yeah.
And the very next day, of course, up in Maine, up in Yarmouth, we got Limitless Wrestling Fresh Blood, October 26th on the Saturday. The Limitless Wrestling debuts of both Jet Wee and Kodai Nozaki. Going to be a heck of a show. Already some huge matches announced there. I know they've announced Donovan Dijak taking on Alec Price in a rematch. That's going to be a huge match. You wouldn't want to miss that. And you don't want to miss our friends from Kyushu Pro there. You won't want to miss Rip Bison on that show. And you won't want to miss Johnny Torres once again on commentary up there at Limitless Wrestling. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out and tuning in. This was a blast. We're gonna have to do something like this again sometime.
Hell yeah.
Pull some classic Perry matches from the vault. Maybe have some more guests on. Maybe we'll do an entire Johnny Torres retrospective. We'll watch classics
Oh boy.
from Johnny's career. But
Oh boy. Well,
until then, that's been it for this rare Wednesday night, Perry. I will be back again Monday and Tuesday next week, 9 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/Perry Von Vicious. In the meantime, before we go, Johnny Torres, where can the people find you?
all things Concept JT as I knock over my microphone on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, what have you. You know, it was good this whole stream and then it fell over. But yep, all things Concept JT. That's the handle. That's where you find me. I'll see you all there.
All right, and you all know where to find me. You'll find me Monday and Tuesday, 9 p.m. right here. I will see you all next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.